What do you suppose is happening?
It could have been caused by anything. She was in chlorine.
From Fox 56 News, the Weather Authority, this is a severe weather alert.
All right, everyone, we are watching and tracking out some of these strong to severe storms, and the National Weather Service there in Jackson has issued a tornado warning. This is for eastern portions of Bath County and also working to Rowan County. This tornado warning will continue until 3:15 this morning. We've been watching this storm. It's been showing a little rotation while tracking through portions of Bath County. And what we're going to do here is we're going to pop over on our velocity and show you where we're seeing some of that rotation. Now, again, this has never been a very tight rotation couplet. It's in this particular set. Something that's been showing a little rotation off and on over the last 10, 12 minutes or so. This rotation now just east of Salt Lick. Beginning to work eastward. This is getting into portions of Rowan County. Again, this is going to take us till 3:15 this morning. That tornado warning is active and ongoing, and we're going to switch over back to our radar to give you a better idea on where it's tracking. So east of Salt Lick, working in this is southwestern parts of Rowan County, just south of Moorhead there and south of I-64. Again, this is the area we're watching closely for some of that rotation. And again, we've seen some off and on rotation here with this cell over the last 10 minutes or so. Again, nothing super tight as far as that couplet, that rotation is concerned, but this is radar indicated rotation here, and we're going to keep a close eye on that as it continues to push off towards the east, now working into southern portions of Rowan County. And really that new scan there showing that rotation, again, pretty broad, not as tight as what it once was over the last couple scans. So we're going to keep an eye on that, but also let's get you up to date on what we're seeing across a good chunk of the area. And when you look at live radar right now, a lot of storm activity out there. If you're here in central Kentucky, folks here in Lexington, Frankfort, Georgetown, your severe threat, it's over with. Still dealing with some of the light to moderate rain, but the stronger storm activity is now south and east of portions of the metro. So good news there. But we're still on some of the activity over in Danville, working through Madison County. Still some strong activity, but no severe thunderstorm warnings active with these storms. Back up to the north and east, of course, getting closer to Rowan County, we have that tornado warning that continues until 3:15 a.m. And it does look like that rotation beginning to weaken a little bit, more broad in rotation. Some storms just south of E-Town have really been on the stronger side. In fact, they had a tornado warning with these cells just south of E-Town about 5-10 minutes ago. Looks like the Weather Service in Louisville that has been allowed to expire. So now our focal point, additional storm chances as we continue through the early morning hours. Also, the threat is going to be there for some heavy rainfall. And again, damaging wind threat is going to be there with some of these storms as they continue to track east and southeastward. So let's get a look back on this tornado warning and take a closer look. I want to switch back over to velocity here. And again, not seeing very tight couplet. Tight rotation. It looks pretty broad right now as this moves across the Bath County line, working into southern parts of Rowan County. Again, this is just south of Moorhead. You can see some of the green, some of the reds meeting up there, indicating a little bit of that rotation. But again, this looks pretty broad, so good news there. But we will be keeping a close eye on that one. As far as the big picture is concerned, back in central Kentucky, just the light to moderate rain that continues here in the metro. Folks there in Frankfort, Georgetown, and then points northward getting into northern Kentucky. That severe threat is over with. So good news there. But again, some stronger to severe storms working eastward. This includes folks there in Sandy Hook, West Liberty. Looks like Frenchburg right now getting in on some heavy rainfall, some gusty winds, and that activity is going to continue. It looks like that severe thunderstorm warning will continue for portions of Morgan County, Menifee County until 3:15 a.m. And we have that additional severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Elliott County as well until 3:15 a.m. As far as these stronger storms are concerned, across our area. That's the only active warnings we have at the moment. Still have some good storms, though, showing up along the I-75 corridor, getting into portions of Madison County, Richmond, now working through Irvin. Some gusty winds, some torrential rain associated with this activity. And as we toggle on some of the lightning there, yeah, a lot of lightning associated with these storms as well. Still packing a punch with those cells back to our south and west. And folks across southern Kentucky, Somerset, Monticello, Williamsburg, London, these areas remain somewhat untapped as far as some of the storms are concerned through the duration of this event. So still got to watch our southern communities here for what could be some stronger and/or severe storms that could develop as this activity continues to move south and eastward over the next few hours. Now, we do have some power outages and some issues that we're seeing, especially across central Kentucky. We've had numerous outages showing up along I-64 here in Lexington, over in Scott County, folks to the west. Earlier this evening, a lot of strong storm activity was developing, and it was slow-moving storms, but they were packing some high wind gusts, some heavy rainfall, and that certainly led to some issues across the area, including folks in and around the Louisville metro area that had some water rescues ongoing, some flash flooding issues from the storms that passed through that did bring not only the high winds, but also the heavy rainfall and the outage issues that we're seeing. So let's take a look at the forecast here. I want to talk about what we're seeing right now. And these storms are moving through, and that rain-cooled air really starting to show up. So portions of central, east Kentucky, where we've had a lot of those storms for the overnight period, much cooler. The areas across southern Kentucky, and I was just talking about this, a little more warmth. So we have to be on guard for some additional strong storms that could show up across our southern Kentucky community. So something we're going to keep a close eye on as we work through the next few hours here. As far as active watches are concerned, they've been scaling this back. So good news there. The storms that are working south and eastward, again, that threat beginning to drop off, and it has done so for portions of our northern communities, Franklin County, Scott County, Harrison County. More than likely going to see some additional severe thunderstorm watches drop off here in the next little bit. We have the active severe thunderstorm warnings for Rowan, Menifee, Morgan, and Elliott County with that tornado warning until 3:15 a.m. But again, last check on that rotation, really broad. We'll get back to that and take a look at the updated scan here in just a moment. And then we're going to be watching activity just south of E-Town, some strong to severe thunderstorms that are going to track east-southeastward, and that could bring some additional warnings for us across southern Kentucky. So again, some storms we got to watch closely as we continue for the next couple hours. And I believe after that, our threat's really going to start to drop off as far as severe activity is concerned. So we still have this cold front that's working through the area, and this is the one that's driving that main line of strong to severe storms. You can see it's starting to lose a little bit of strength, which is a good thing, but still packing a punch with some of the strong storms we're seeing, especially working into our southern communities. That's the area we need to watch closely. As Futurecast is concerned, good job showing the activity working across central east Kentucky, and we're eventually going to see the stronger storms begin to weaken. And then as we head into your Tuesday, another round of what could be some scattered showers and some stronger storms will show up. Tuesday evening, that would take us into Tuesday night, and we'll hold on to rain chances by your Wednesday morning. And watching some of the new data rolling in, that overnight data, I wouldn't rule out maybe a few storms that could show up across east and southeast Kentucky later Wednesday afternoon. There might be a tight window there. Have a little fuel to work with, system passing through, and that could spark off a few more stronger storms potentially as we head into tomorrow afternoon, Wednesday afternoon, I should say. As far as QPF amounts are concerned, we're still expecting a good drink of water with some of these storms working across the region. In addition to what we've picked up, still expecting rain amounts that could range upwards to a ½ inch. You get caught in some of these stronger storms, you could go better than that. ½ inch up to an inch of rain when it's all said and done. And some spots have already picked up a couple inches of rain from some of the storms we've had moving through tonight. So we look ahead, we get past the storm chances. Look what happens here. We're going to get in on a pattern change once we get past the rain chances Tuesday and Wednesday. Temperatures really turning cooler. Look at your forecast. Low 60s for highs. There's going to be a small chance for what could be a few showers, but it doesn't look like a big time rain event, so some good news there. And again, this is part of that pattern flip we've been talking about. Probabilities really starting to climb for temperatures to run below normal as we look ahead to early and mid-May. So some changes ahead, and it's this system that's working through over the next couple days that's certainly going to bring those changes to the region. All right, let's get back to radar real quick. I want to check in on that tornado warning that is active across portions of northeast Kentucky, including Rowan County. So let me toggle over here and get you a better shot of radar. So let's clear this out. All right. Looks like they still have the tornado warning active. Again, this continues until 3:15 a.m. And as we look at velocity, just not seeing the tighter rotation there with this cell. Again, it's been pretty broad from the get-go. It did show a couple scans where we had some rotation that was noted and looked like it was trying to tighten up just a little bit, but not seeing it like I was. So good news there. But let's put a loop on this and show you what we were seeing over the last about 45 minutes or so. And that's where they issued that warning. It was eastern Bath County. And there, as it crossed over Owingsville, a couple scans there that did show some of that rotation. In fact, let me slow it down just a little bit for you and show you what I'm talking about. So it looks like right along 60, as this cell was starting to cross over Owingsville, that's where the rotation was noted, right here. You can see just west of Owingsville what we were talking about here. A little bit of rotation noted. Hung around for a couple scans, passing over Owingsville, right along I-64. Still had a little bit of rotation there. Tried to tighten up just a bit, just west of Salt Lick, and that's when they issued a severe thunderstorm warning, had a tornado tag on it, meaning some rotation, a tornado could be possible with this cell, and then they had tornado warning for eastern Bath County getting into southern Rowan County. And again, this is going until 3:15 a.m. But again, that rotation, there's not much to it. It looks pretty broad with some of the latest scans. We're going to keep an eye on it. But as we switch over to reflectivity here, you can see the heavy rainfall showing up. But the lightning strikes, not as many showing up around that rotation. Good news there. You can see weakening a bit. Rotation not as tight, so that is good news here. So we'll continue to track this one out and keep an eye on that cell and see when the Weather Service, if they will continue to allow that to expire here soon. Let's jog on to the south here. Folks, there just south of Stanton, right along the Mountain Parkway, some strong storms working eastward there. Just east of Irvin, we got a pretty strong cell showing up here. Maybe some small hail showing up. You can see some of the pinkish, the black colors there indicating just that. And that's tracking off towards the east, heading towards portions of Beattyville there and just north of that community. We zoom things back out. Looks like the stronger storms continue back to our west. This is west of Campbellsville. They had that active tornado warning. No longer seeing that there, but we still have the warning showing up now for southern Rowan County. So again, these are what we are tracking out. Strong storms are going to remain a possibility as we continue through the rest of this morning. And it looks like a lot of the activity will start to clear the area as we get into the next 4 to 5 hours. In fact, we'll trend pretty dry as we get into your Tuesday mid-morning, Tuesday afternoon, fairly dry before our next round of some of those showers start to show up. We put that into motion. You can see exactly what we're talking about. We trend drier for your Tuesday, maybe even a little bit of sunshine that starts to pop up Tuesday afternoon before our next round get its act together. And again, that could bring a few more showers and thunderstorms to the forecast, and some of those could be on the stronger side. So once we get past that, it's all about a cooler regime that takes over, pattern change heading our way. We're going to feel the difference later this week and into our Derby weekend. High temperatures will run well below normal for this time of the year. All right, good news. Looks like they have dropped that tornado warning for eastern Bath County and southern Rowan County. Again, the rotation was there for a couple scans, but pretty broad, but also showed signs of weakening while around Rowan County. So good news there. They still have the severe thunderstorm warning, and that will continue until 3:15 a.m. That continues for southeastern Rowan County heading into Elliott County. And then south of that, folks there in West Liberty, storms are knocking on the door. Severe thunderstorm warning will continue until 3:15 a.m. for Morgan County as well. That's the northern half of Morgan County. That is the only active warnings we have currently across central and east Kentucky. Still need to keep an eye on this activity. Strong storms remaining a possibility. Also, we got to watch our southern communities. Atmosphere remains a little untapped across Somerset, London area. Again, far southern Kentucky, we could see some stronger storms try to develop, maybe pop a warning or two. So that's something we're going to keep a close eye on. We're going to keep an eye on these storms, and we'll break back in if we have any additional tornado warnings. Until then, we're going to get you back to your regular scheduled programming, and we'll update you as needed.
We now return to our regularly scheduled program.
That wasn't in the
You're
inventory.
going to have to justify the triple expense. You know, whatever it is that was the more.
The gunman allowed Dimitri Dale, the friend, to take the children outside, leaving Yuri and Quay.
From Fox 56 News, the Weather Authority, this is a severe weather alert.
All right, good morning, everybody. Chief Meteorologist Justin Logan here with you. 3:33 on your Tuesday morning, tracking a few severe thunderstorms still left in the region. First, we're going to start off with this line of storms down across, really coming into the Lake Cumberland area. A severe thunderstorm warning for Casey County, Lincoln County, Pulaski County, and also back into Russell County. It's associated with this line of storms that will continue to work its way down to the southeast. So if you live here in Somerset, it's not there yet. It's still going to take a little time to get there, but back over into Casey County and even for sure back into Russell County, we could see some winds with that part of the storm gusting upwards of maybe 60 miles an hour. Again, for a thunderstorm to be classified as severe, we need to be at least 58 miles an hour or stronger, and the National Weather Service says that there is at least the potential of that. So let's look inside thunderstorm real quick here. You can see kind of some broad rotation associated with this, but where we have these brighter shades of pink or shades of red there coming out of Adair County into the northern part of Russell County, that's where we could be looking at some of the strongest winds. Let's take a look here in this part of the storm. Let me get back my tool again. You can see 53 miles an hour. So again, gusts 50 to 60 miles an hour coming out of Adair into northern Russell, and the same thing from Casey County to Lincoln, and that'll eventually go down into parts of Pulaski. So let's clear that off, and I'm going to show the expiration time, 4:15 a.m. Into Pulaski County. That also includes northern Wayne County, also well in advance into Laurel County too, and the southern part of Rockcastle County. That's all until 4:15. Now back to the west, it expires at 3:45 here, so we're only looking at about 10 more minutes here. Storm to Lincoln and back into Casey. in parts of Russell County. These storms are moving fast, faster than about 60 miles an hour on that forward movement. So if I go on, though, and I want to reset back on the home view, show you there's a large area of storms out east, but those are severe any longer. No severe weather in central Kentucky, just some steadier and heavier rain for us. Let me show you the future radar because I want to project this out. This is going to take us out over the next couple of hours, and it'll show you where this line of storms is headed. So the one line that's there in Casey County right now and working its way through Lincoln County will hit play, and we'll show you that that's going to be going through Somerset, eventually down into London, and over time it's going to kind of ride right along the Cumberland and Hal Rogers ways and continue to move into eastern Kentucky while things eventually begin to quiet on down here across the central part of the state. Once all this moves out, things are going to definitely tame down quite a bit, and we're going to see improving conditions as the morning wears on. All right, for now, we'll send it back to programming. If we need to break back in with any more severe thunderstorm warnings, we will definitely do so. For now, though, Chief Meteorologist Justin Logan sending it back to programming.
We now return to our